is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful evening. Back with some more Resident Evil 4 gameplay for you. And with the last few weeks showing off a lot of new Resident Evil 4 Remake gameplay, I figured I would talk about the things and I liked in it, particularly the changes in it, and things that I think I'm looking forward to in the remake the most. Now, just to understand this, Resident Evil 4 is my all-time favorite video game, so I guess that kind of says it's my favorite Resident Evil game, but it is my all-time favorite video game. So, obviously, I'm probably more interested in the changes than the stuff that kind of remains the same. And there's a lot of information being spread around. It's just kind of matter of fact. I know a lot of people like to lose their shit over any type of information. I'm not that type of person. There's a lot of things we heard with the whole Game Informer stuff, as well as the interview and the gameplay videos. But to me, the things that stood out the most was obviously one of the big ones is just the whole D-pad interface with the weapons. In the original one, obviously, you would always have to go back in the suitcase to change a weapon. But now, similar with the other remakes, you can change your weapons, but not just 4, you can change up to 8. So that's going to be really helpful because it'll get rid of that tedious stuff of having to go constantly back in your suitcase. But with up to 8 weapons, you can have a lot of stuff equipped, as long as you have the space with the suitcase to fill it in. But that's definitely a big improvement from the original one. Another thing is obviously the side quests. That's another thing that stood out to me. Now, having just played Dead Space Remake, I really enjoyed the inclusion of the side quests. I don't know if side quests in this game will be lore based how they were in the Dead Space Remake, but I'm definitely enjoying seeing them. I know they had the Blue Medallion, which technically was already in the game, so you can kind of say that was a side quest in its own right. But then they had one where they had to go after this infected canine, and so I wonder what kind of side quests they're going to have. Is it going to be things you just collect, or are they going to add to maybe the lore of the village or something like that? Only time will tell, but I'm definitely happy to see that. And there's a lot of other changes in the game I've heard about. Ones with Krauser, it's supposed to be more of an intense fight. And once again, that's not stuff we've seen, just stuff we've kind of just heard. So until we actually play it for ourselves, we're not going to really know. Hopefully they get a little more backstory on him. But of all the things in the game, the biggest improvement for me personally happens to be something that I'm definitely most excited for, because in the original one, it was the worst thing for me by far. And this is a huge improvement. But what are we talking about? Well, it's something that has annoyed the hell out of me. And guys, I apologize in advance, but it's the only way to really explain how I feel about this in the OG. So without further ado, here you go. I'm sorry. As I said, I apologize, but it's the only way I can really illustrate it. But yeah, the most annoying thing, the thing I hated the most in the original Resident Evil 4 was just Ashley being the most annoying, obnoxious, yelling, and I just like the fact she's just smiling while she's doing that in that scene. But that is the thing that pissed me off the most in the game, and just wanted me to get her killed. And that's the reason why every time I play, now that I'm just doing it from the beginning, I always have her in the night suit, because oh my god. But, you know, to be fair, you got to give Ashley a little credit. We wouldn't have a Resident Evil 4 if it wasn't for her getting taken in the first place, so we do got to thank her for that. But it wasn't even really the gameplay mechanics. I never really had a problem with it. Obviously, in this new remake, they don't have any dumpsters. They have a lot more different commands and controls and how she goes about. But the biggest thing for me, as I said, is just fixing the annoying factor. And I've heard basically from Capcom that they are definitely going to make her less annoying and more as a partner character, and I definitely am 100% for that. So if you can make the thing I despise the most and make it like not just tolerable but just absolutely better to the point where I'm actually like Ashley, that would be a huge plus and bonus for me. And watching some of the gameplay and watching how she interacts and speaks and talks, this got me really, really, really excited. And once again, I'm not saying that Ashley needs a huge change in character. I'm not saying she needs to turn into, um, G.I. Jane or something, but just dial down the screaming and yelling and the Leon and crying all the time. Just like I get it, they're scared or terrified of their mind, but at the same time, it's kind of like having that horror movie where you have that one character who's always screaming, yelling, and screeching like a damn banshee to the point that whatever's chasing them, you just hope kills them just so your ears can get a break. But it looks like that is definitely going to be dialed down to a million times of a reasonable level, maybe to the point where, as I said, I might start actually liking Ashley, because I'll tell you this right now, because of Ashley, this is the effect she had on me when I played Resident Evil 4. Anyone I met after I played the game named Ashley just gave me a shiver. Not that I had anything personal against anyone named Ashley, but just because of all the screaming and yelling she did in this game. Oh my god, it forever haunted me. And luckily I didn't hear anyone screaming Leon, because that definitely would have made me haunt and whatnot. But yeah, the Ashley parts have definitely got me the most excited, because as I said, if you could take the thing I dislike the most and make it so that I like it, that's 100% improvement right there. And I'm also wondering how the gameplay segments of Ashley are going to work out in this game, just because if they're going to make them a little more longer or advanced. I didn't have a problem with this little short segment here, because I never felt like it was it took away from the rhythm. It had its own little vibe to it. Even had a little puzzle, and then you're dodging all these night suits. But it didn't feel like it was just put in there just to put in there. That's one of my few things I didn't care for too much in Resident Evil 2 Remake, was I just felt the Sherry segment, a little bit more than the Ada segment, just felt like it was just kind of just added just to add it, but it didn't really like add too much. It was just kind of like, here it is. That's one of the few things I think Resident Evil 3 Remake did better than 2, is just that when you play as Carlos, it felt a lot more meaningful than when you played as both Ada and Sherry in Resident Evil 2. So I'm wondering what they're going to do for Resident Evil 4, if they're going to add more parts to it or whatnot, or maybe they have a scenario where Leon, the parasite's affecting him, and Ashley's got to jump in action and do something, which would be kind of cool. But that is going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comment section, what is the biggest change that we know of so far that is confirmed, that we've seen, that you guys like or maybe possibly don't like. Let me know in the comment section down below. And hopefully I can see you guys back in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and I hope to see you all later. Peace.
I'm sorry if I was...
Oh, don't worry about it. Come on, let's move on.